We begin this lesson going over slope-intercept form, which we did briefly go over last lesson as well. And it says right here that the slope-intercept form of the equation of a line with slope m and y-intercept b is y equals mx plus b. So this is actually exactly how we started last lesson, but last lesson, all we really paid attention to and focused on was this m portion. So my m is my slope. Now we also need this b portion, which is my y-intercept. So why is this called slope-intercept form? Because we are inputting our slope and we are inputting our y-intercept right here. So in example 1, we need to write the equation for the line, and we're going to put this into slope-intercept form. So the two things we need are slope and we need our y-intercept, our b. Okay, so slope, they actually give us 2 points right here. So I want to find the slope between these two, and we're going to be using rise over run. So I always go from the bottom point to the top point, and we're going to kind of form this little triangle between the two. So from the bottom over here to the top one, I am going to be rising 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So my rise is a positive 4. It's positive because we're going up. And then my run is 1, 2, 3 units. And because we are going positively, because we're going to the right, that's a positive 3. So my slope is 4 over 3. So now my y-intercept, I want to know where is this line crossing my y-axis. And it's crossing right here at -1. Okay, so there is my y-axis. So now I have my m and I have my b, so put them all in our formula. If my formula is y equals mx plus b, then we have y equals my m equals 4 over 3. And then my b is a -1. So instead of doing plus a -1, we're just going to do -1. And so there is my equation. Okay. Rewatch this if you need to, and I encourage you to pause and try to do B on your own. Okay, I hope you had time to pause and go over B and try to do this one. Let's check your answer. So again, they give us 2 points. So let's figure out the slope going from the bottom point to the top point. And we're going to be using rise over run. So my rise this time is going up 1, 2 units. And because we're going up, that's a positive. And then we are running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, because we are running to the left 6, I did my little, bumps going the other way, but we're rising up 2, and now we're going over 6 units to the left towards all of those negative numbers. My run is a -6. And then that will reduce. You can divide both of those numbers by 2. And so that will give me -1/3 for a slope. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3. You can also do that in your calculator. If you do 2 divided by -6, you get a decimal. This math button right here, if you hit math, the very first option is to change it to a fraction. And so we get -1/3. So your calculator will reduce these if you need them to. Okay, now last time one of my points was actually on that y-intercept. I still have a point on this y-intercept. It's just not given to me. We have a point right here. And so my y-intercept from that origin is down 1, 2. So I have a y-intercept, or my b, of -2. So using y equals mx plus b, my m is negative 1/3. Bring down your x, and then my b is a -2, so this will be -2. Okay, and one thing I want to note, and I maybe should have noted that on the top one as well, I always like to go from the bottom to the top one, but it does not matter what order you go. So even if you went down, if you went from the top one to the bottom one, your rise would then be -2, and then your run would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now a +6, so that'd still be -1/3 because we have a negative over a positive. And you can see that line does have a negative slope. We went over increasing, decreasing, constant slopes. That's a decreasing slope, so we should have a slope that's negative. Up here, I can do the same thing. My rise could be down 1, 2, 3, 4. And then my run would be 1, 2, 3. Going to the left would make that negative. So negative over negative would still come out to a positive 4/3, which should make sense because this line is going up. So that means we have an increasing slope, which means that should be positive. So I always go from the bottom to the top, but it does not matter the direction you go. You should get the same slope no matter what.